Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we go into our second segment on this, the fourth Saturday of the month. And that, of course, means that Bill Cooksey of Vanishing Paradise is in the studio with us this morning. Bill, and I know you had a lot of fun talking about the show coming up and the duck calling competition and things along that line. And,
absolutely.
We could spend a whole show talking about that, couldn't we?
Well, we could. I'm not sure if we'd have any listeners by the end of it, but we could do it.
That's true. Well, it's Saturday morning. Some of them might turn off.
I want to know, do you have a coot division?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, old coots. Okay, so that's what I'm in. But and that's Dave Gabbert and Gene Smith. They're also here.
Yeah, we're a week early.
A week early because next week we're going to focus on the Forest Wood Cup coming up in Hot Springs, where Ron Wong will be in a couple of weeks. So we're going to have all the 6 of the top anglers on next week's show, including our own Mark Rose, the FLW Angler of the Year, will be among that. And we'll talk fishing next week. So we moved Dave and Gene up a week. But we'll talk fishing right now. Started hooking back up. Glad I had a chance recently to talk to Clint Gaston. And I know some of you folks have asked me, you need to get something from Gaston's over. I'm getting ready to go. It's too hot. I got to get in that water. I got to get over there where it's cool and everything. Well, let's talk right now because we have Clint Gaston on with us this morning. Good morning, Clint.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Larry?
Oh, we're doing great. And I saw a picture recently this past week, which I took and posted on my Facebook page, of a young man with a nice trout.
Yeah, he
from
was,
from the bank or what? Well, I mean, something like this. Was he in a boat or was he?
No, he was right on the bank. He was fishing with his family. The first night he got in, he picked up a few tackle items from us in the front office here, and he went out and was just fishing off the bank and hooked into this monster and had to run about 200 yards downstream just to land it. So he didn't have a net or anything, and he had to run by a couple fishermen and told them, "Hey, reel your lines up. I've got a big one."
Yeah.
And they didn't believe him at first until they saw the fish.
And it was how long was that thing?
You know, it was 32 inches. So if you go by that, you're looking at about a 20 to 25 pound brown.
Oh, I've looked at that. You know, I caught that 30-inch one time up there, and it looked bigger than mine, and it went back in the water, right?
Oh, it went right back in the water, and I hope you noticed the smile on his face.
Oh, I noticed the smile. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because and I noticed, I'm sure there was a lot of smiles going around from you to all the way down to let people know, because I've been in the restaurant, and you can see the big monsters swimming around. Mm-hmm. But for this kid, wonderful picture, just a great story. So tell our listeners what's happening over there. I know it's the end of July. It's hot, but that water temperature is what? Still 48, 50 degrees, something like that?
Yeah, it stays around that 52 to 52 degrees.
Okay.
But, it's been hot. Nice thing about our location is it's kind of like a natural air conditioner when you're on the river.
Oh, yeah.
We've got that fog that rolls in early in the morning.
Yeah.
And, lingers until, midday, mid-morning, and then it comes back in the evening. So it's really the coolest place to be. But the fishing's been phenomenal. It's been, low water in the mornings with them generating a little water in the afternoons. For the guys that like fly fishing, I've had a lot of fly fishermen doing real good on, some dry flies in the mornings, and then they're throwing hoppers in the afternoon. For anybody spin fishing, live worms always work real well. And, I've personally been going out in the evenings and throwing some lures whenever that water's coming on. And just last night I landed 13 browns within 2 hours.
Wow. Oh, man. Hey, come back here. No, don't go out the door. They're heading to Gaston's. One of my guys right now are leaving, heading out the door right now. But, again, we're talking to Clint Gaston, who is the grandson of the late Jim Gaston. And before that, Jim's dad. All this, the family has been in the business for over 60 years. Are we over 60 yet?
Yeah, we're on our 60th year this year.
That's what I thought. 2018 is the 60th year for Gaston's, and you guys continue to improve the product if that's possible over there. And I'll let you folks know that if you're looking for a good meal and you got a 5-hour drive, you want to go get it. Head to Gaston's and let the chef Rick take over. Because he's been tell our listeners, he's really been a great addition to the team, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been great. You know what's nice about him? Not only can he cook and just prepare about anything you can imagine, but he's an avid outdoorsman, just like we are.
Yeah, and he knows he likes to fish too. So,
he loves to fish, and anytime he's not in the kitchen, he's out on the water somewhere doing some fishing.
And I know that I had a chance, Clint, after I talked to you the other day, I called Ron Brannaman up just to make sure how retired life was, and he actually told me that he was there, I think he said 40 years and 4 months. I didn't ask him how many hours or minutes, but the fixture of Ron is not at the desk, but he drops by there and checks on you guys and everything else. I know that he was an important part of the team, but the team goes on. So as we come into August, what you got going on up there? Got any fly fishing schools or anything special coming up in August? Maybe a big meal or something like that?
Oh shoot, we've always got big meals going on in here. Usually Thursday night, all weekend. Chef Rick's running his dinner specials. We do a real big prime rib every Saturday night.
Oh right. Yeah.
And he's got some big cuts of prime rib that he does too. So for the guys that want to eat a little more than somebody else, we've got a cut for that.
Well, you just got me hungry as it is. So tell our listeners how to get in touch with you.
No, the best way to reach us is, we like to talk with everybody on the phone. That way we can find out, exactly how we can cater to you.
Yes. That number
Colin's the best number, 870-431-5202. You can always check out our website at www.gastons.com. And we're on Facebook and Instagram too, so that's where we do a lot of posting. Anything that happens down here on a daily basis, we try to make some posts about it.
Didn't take you long to get that kid's picture on there, I can tell you
that.
Oh no, that was instant gratification and everything.
Oh yeah, that photo already reached out to over about 25,000 people.
Wow.
I have to tell Clint an interesting story.
What's that?
There the other day, I was talking to a couple of guys I know that love to fish, and they were talking trout fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're from Lexington, and I was going, well, where you trout fish at? They said, well, we go to White River. I said, where? They go, Gadsden's.
All right, Gadsden's, that's right. There you go. Lexington, Tennessee.
Where else?
Where else to go? That's right, yeah. Hey, Clint, thank you, buddy, and we'll talk to you next month, okay? Keep us posted, all right?
Sounds
thank you,
good.
man.
You guys have a good one.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Clint Gaston. Yeah, well, I saw that kid catching that little fish. That's pretty good size.
Big
fish.
as your leg.
Big as my leg, that's for sure. Yeah, but all right, now, so you just got back from you said the ICAST, and then you went to Orlando at ICAST, and then you went to New Orleans.
I was in New Orleans for the Louisiana Sportsman Show.
And I saw you were on some radio show or something, podcast or something. I saw that you did a good job on that.
I was on a podcast the other day. They're going to do a series out of that.
They are.
Going to end up doing 5 or 6 of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was fun. Talking Vanishing Paradise.
We talked Vanishing Paradise, talked a lot of conservation, and we'll keep on doing that. And we're also talking about the hunting industry and the history, really the last 30 or 40 years, focusing on waterfowl hunting and how it's changed and what's come and gone. And
that's on, what was that on?
That's the End of the Line podcast is the name of it, and it's from Duck South on Facebook.
Duck South on Facebook, and it is a subscription type thing.
Yeah, you just join their Facebook page, but the podcast you can get on Podbean or whatever, one of these apps, and it's public. And they have some great guests. I mean, they've had Ramsey Russell from GetDucks.com and Pat Pitt, and
they get Pat Pitt on there. That'd be a hard act to follow.
They already had Pat.
Oh,
I followed Pat.
Yeah,
Pat and Stephen and Patrick were on the other day.
Hard act to follow like that. And somebody asked me, and I'll ask you. They said, "Well, you talked about Vanishing Paradise. What is that?" I said, "Well, it's a conservation organization that's trying to help stop the seepage of the coastal line." How many
coastal restoration.
How many feet? I mean, how many yards do we lose?
Well, of course, I work from Mexico all the way to the Keys, but Louisiana's right in the middle of it, and that's a biggie. So Louisiana, right now, NOAA just redid this. They're losing a football field of marsh every 100 minutes.
Every 100 minutes?
Every 100 minutes.
Wow.
And that's actually pretty good because we were losing at a football field an hour.
So now,
2 years ago.
So we have improved.
But now if we get a few bad storms, that'll accelerate in this next,
Because I've seen the video and shown what it was like 10 years ago, and now y'all have a website.
We do, vanishingparadise.org. Matter of fact, last Friday I did a flyover from New Orleans all the way down to the Barrier Islands in a float plane.
In a float plane?
And this pilot has been flying that route since '73. So he knows every spot on there and how it has changed over the years.
How it's gone.
You could see where sugarcane plantations had been 80 years ago. You could actually see rows underwater.
Really?
And he could point them out. I mean, it was crazy, the stuff that's changed.
Well, that's pretty interesting. And I know that Bill's great work and that company's, and we appreciate Bill being with us once a month on the fourth Saturday. And so we're going to take a break right now and come back, and we're going to talk to a young lady in Gunnison, Colorado. I have been to Gunnison. There's a creek right out of Gunnison that we caught trout in a campground. Golly, I think about what a great place to live is Gunnison, Colorado in the summer.
Yes.
On the western slope.
Did you hear what I said? In the summer.
In the summer.
It gets a little cool in Gunnison.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Not as bad as some places.
It's not
we'll
Montana or the Dakotas.
No, it's not. Or the Badlands. No, not much fishing in the Badlands.
Right.
That's why they call it Badlands. There's no fishing. Yeah. Let's take a break. Greg Ratcliffe is looking at me, Shelby McClaw's pointing at me, and Brother Darrell and Daryl are just over there. That's right, yeah. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray as we head to Colorado to talk to Kirster, let me get her name right, Kirster Pike on Outdoors with Larry Ray.